something that you've done in your life that I think a lot of people would find very interesting and would like to be able to replicate, and that is growing a good Instagram account. For up and coming athletes, for people that aspire to teach someday, this is a really great platform. Digital platforms in general, social media in general, is a great way for people to kind of get their feet wet, showing techniques, showing their style of jiu-jitsu, and sharing it with the world. How did that all come together for you? Was that something that just kind of happened spontaneously, or did you really structure and plan out how you were going to grow your Instagram?
Yeah, I'll take you through the story. So I'm very passionate about jiu-jitsu. I love it. If I'm not training, I'm watching jiu-jitsu or thinking about moves, so it's basically my biggest passion in life. That's where I spend most of my free time in. And who would not like to do something with their passion, you know? So my idea was, hey, I love this so much. I hate working in an office. I don't like working in a full-time job. I want to do something with jiu-jitsu. How do I make this happen? Now you gotta be realistic with yourself. Yeah, I'm 28. There's a small chance with a full-time job. There's a small chance I'm gonna become the next Gordon Ryan, win double ADCC, triple ADCC titles, make my living that way. So you gotta think to yourself, how am I gonna make a living? And that will most likely be through teaching people, maybe seminars, maybe instructionals, maybe your own gym. So that's the most likely option for me to make a living doing jiu-jitsu. And I follow a lot of people on Instagram, and one of these people I follow, maybe you heard of him, Gary Vaynerchuk.
Of course, yeah.
He's a big marketing sales guy. He has a lot of energy in his videos, and I always like listening to him. So he has this book, which my ex gave to me. Gotta thank her for this. This book is called Crush It. And I've had it for 2 years, and I haven't even read it. It's like a very small book, 150 pages. So you can read it in a few days, maybe even in one day if you're a quick reader. I'm not. The book is titled Crush It, and it says something on the cover like how to turn your passion into your living, or something along those lines. So I decided, hey, this sounds interesting to me. That's what I would like to do. So I read that book, and in that book, it gave a lot of tips. Gave a lot of advices, and it talked mostly about how to create your own personal brand. So my brand being Azigarami, my Instagram, people know me by that handle. How to build your own personal brand, first of all, which is your reputation, in order to create opportunities for yourself, in order to make a living for yourself, basically, and doing the thing that you love. It goes in depth. Even though it's an old book, like I think 2010, 2011, it still has some principles which are timeless. And I would recommend it to everyone who asks me about, hey, how did you do this? How did you grow your Instagram? I always tell them, hey, I read this book first, and if you have questions, let me know. So that's how I started with it. And I started actually last year in August. I read the book halfway through August, and 2 weeks later, I started posting on Instagram. And it's been one hell of a journey now. It's been a year and a few months, and I went from 1,000 followers to 115,000 followers in that time. And I've been to America 3 times this year because of this. I've brought out 2 instructionals, one on BJJ Fanatics. And it just created a lot of opportunities for me. It just allowed me to do a lot more things which I love, meet a lot of cool people, travel, make some money on the side. I'm not yet where I want to be eventually, but I think I'm well on my way. And it's only been a year since I started, a year and 2 months. So I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to keep working hard and keep developing myself. And that's basically the origin story of how I got into this.
Dude, good for you, man. That really is amazing. Yeah, you do a great job of not only the quality of the videos that you put together and the transitions that you use. The editing is really good, but also the content. Like you're very good at breaking down techniques and explaining things. I think that has a lot to do with. You can feel your passion. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. You can see the passion that you put into it. So let me ask you this. Like obviously, anyone that wants to become an Instagram influencer or wants to be able to create content and things like that, there's a ton of work that goes into it behind the scenes. It's not just filming a technique and posting it. What all have you had to learn and do in the background behind the scenes in order to make all this possible?
Yeah. So something which the book I was talking about goes into as well, and which I tell people, like, hey, you don't really need a lot. You need a passion. You need to love something. You need a phone with an internet connection. I would say preferably an iPhone. They have better cameras. So a phone and a training partner to help you demonstrate the moves and want to help you film it. That's basically the bare minimum which you need, and which I started with. Now, you're not going to be great right away. Actually, you're going to suck at the beginning. So just get ready to suck in the beginning, because you're not going to be good. It's impossible to be good right away. You need to build up those skills. You need to build up the knowledge that happens as you keep posting, as you keep working. So those are the bare minimum things you need, which almost everyone has. Everyone has a phone. So for people who want to do it, they're probably passionate about it. Make sure you're really passionate about the sport or the thing that you're doing, because if you're just doing it for the likes or for the following or for whatever, you're not gonna succeed. As small chance you'll succeed. Someone who is really in love with it, someone who's really in love with it will more likely do the work that is necessary to build themselves up. So. Make sure you do it for the right reasons, because otherwise you're just wasting your time. So the most important thing I found, which is also emphasized in that book, is consistency. And as you're consistent, as you're posting every day, at least once a day, especially in the beginning, you will pick up on things which you can do better, which you can do smoother, which work, because you'll be able to compare your results every day. You'll see, hey, this video today did a lot better than the video of last week. And then maybe in a few days you make another video and it has some similarities with that other video that did really well, picked up a lot of views. And then you can sort of analyze, hey, these two had these things in common, which the other one didn't. So I should be doing more of this and less of that. And that's how you develop along the way. You can also look at other people, like, hey, who's doing well on social media? What can I copy from them, which will work for me? Just don't try to fall into the habit of copying everything out of people, because you'll never be a better them than themselves. You need to develop your own unique style, and you can be the best you. So if you develop your own unique style, nobody, even if they copy you, they won't be as good as you. So that's what I recommend to people. Don't copy everything from others. Just use your own imagination. Think of your own techniques. You can't think of all own techniques, but try to use your own inspiration for your own platform. And I think if you combine all these things, consistency, reflecting on what works, what doesn't work, and looking what works for others, learning from other people's experiences, and if you combine them all in one, with your passion, I think, and you work hard, I think it's a very high chance that you will succeed.